Moments away, Dodgers and Padres in front of a sellout crowd for the return of Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher. His Dodgers debut on the mound against the San Diego Padres. First pitch with the big show next.
We got hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
No way! What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff.
He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth. The Mariners really have it.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous.
Julio!
At MLBshop.com, you can get all the latest officially licensed merchandise for you and your family. But if you really want to level up your game, you can grab something for your dog walker, your Pilates instructor, your swim coach, your neighbor, your accountant, your gardener, your best friend, your bandmate, your boss, your kid's teacher, your mailman. Visit MLBshop.com and stock up on officially licensed on-field merchandise from your favorite teams.
He has left us all mesmerized by his talent and his ability to rise to every occasion. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Ohtani, inevitable! He's won an MVP. He's won a World Series, and we've only seen half of him. It's a night Los Angeles and the whole baseball world has waited for. It's Shohei Ohtani on the mound at Dodger Stadium. One of a kind, once and forever. For the first time in Dodger blue, it's time for the full form powers of Shohei Ohtani. He's had a 50-50 season. He's won a World Series ring. He leads the league in home runs, and there's more. All the amazing things he's done, it's only half of the deal. Shohei Ohtani returns to the mound for the first time in 663 days. And there is a palpable buzz in this ballpark. Park opened half an hour earlier than usual. Folks rolled in here. Everybody's standing, getting footage of this historic moment. You heard a roar from the crowd when he just left the dugout to go warm up at 6:30. And while this may only be an inning or two, probably is only going to be a short outing, as David Vassay told us, it's still an amazing reminder of the one-of-a-kind talent this is, the spectacular, unmatched talent that this is.
So we get an opportunity to see him night in and night out at the plate, and we marvel at that. And sometimes you forget that there is a whole nother arena that he is about to re-enter tonight, and that's on the mound.
Begins his 5th season as a two-way player, and he's been called the second coming of Babe Ruth. Well, Babe Ruth only had 2 years where he was a two-way guy. Babe broke in as a pitcher and then didn't play the field until he was in his 4th year, and only did 2 years of doing both, 34 starts of doing both. Ohtani's 5th year as a full two-way guy, and the last stint where he was a full-time two-way player, he was the 2nd best hitter in baseball. Only Aaron Judge had a higher OPS. He was the 3rd best starting pitcher in baseball with a 2.84 ERA.
Yeah, the expectations that he has set for us as fans really are unprecedented. And every time we think that, oh, there's no way that he can do this, or no, he can't do that, he does it. And so I don't know what to see or to expect tonight. I know what I hope to see, but I'm glad I'm here to watch it.
Guy that time and again makes us rethink what is possible. pitching for the Dodgers. Fernando Tatis Jr. climbs in. Ohtani kicks and throws, and off we go with a bouncing ball foul. 98 on Ohtani's first pitch. Why now? Well, it was at the point where those simulated games were really taxing. He's going all out for a few innings. And he said, what am I trying to do at this point? I'm not accomplishing much in those. 98 misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Might as well make that effort count in real games. And it was pretty much driven by him. Dave Roberts said he wanted it to happen now. He wanted it to happen today against a division rival. Tatis takes low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really, I think the whole rehab process and the timing is driven by Shohei, because there's nothing to draw from. We can't say, well, remember when this guy did it, because nobody's ever done this.
3 balls and a strike on Tatis. It's got the players buzzing. Dave Roberts is talking about that as well. Said, look, I'm a fan of baseball today, first and foremost. Clayton Kershaw was saying the same thing. Here he comes to the 3-1. 3-2 on Tatis as he whistles a fastball by him.
So what's amazing about that, everybody knows that a fastball is coming. Shohei's throwing it. Tatis knows it's coming. Still blew it by him.
Here's his payoff. Popped into center field. Pages coming on. Diving attempt, but can't get there. And it's a blue pit for Tatis. Fernando Tatis Jr. turning into the hottest hitter in the National League. He's now 9 of his last 14. Even when he's not hitting it hard, he's living payoff. Right. Popped into center field. Pages. And sorry, you got to hear me twice. So the leadoff man on against Ohtani, and Tatis will be eager to make him feel him over there on the bases. He's been a very aggressive base runner lately too. Ball on a rise. It gets away, and Tatis is up to second, thinking about 3. He'll hang on.
So now this is a situation that he hasn't been able to mimic, right? Not in the simulated games. Yes, you can throw out of the stretch, but there weren't guys down on first base trying to steal a bag.
Yeah, 3 innings in his last simulated game through 44 pitches. Here's his 1-0 to Luis Arraez. Got a chase. 99 that time. And clearly needed the jolt of big league adrenaline. He was 94-95 in those games with nobody in the stands at 3 in the afternoon. Ohtani fires 1-1. Dives to the inside corner, strike 2.
That's not just throwing, that's pitching right there. You see the movement on that ball coming back to the bottom part of the zone. 97 miles an hour.
How about 100? It's a ball, but it's triple digits. And his first time on the mound since August 23, 2023. Tommy John surgery a couple weeks after that, and nearly 2 years later. And this is Shohei's favorite thing to do. As long as he's played baseball, he's identified as more of a pitcher than he has a hitter. Another 2-2 to Arraez. Slapped into center field, a base hit, and back-to-back singles for the Padres to welcome Ohtani back to the mound.
Arraez, one of the best in all of baseball about making contact. Doesn't always hit it hard, but able to find the ball on the barrel.
And so Ohtani right away is running the corner. Knocked in 4 over the weekend in Arizona when the Padres dropped 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. .316 average, 3rd in the National League. Ohtani's first pitch. Popped up. Towards the seats and strike one. Continuing to get ahead. He's gotten to 2 strikes on both hitters so far, but trying to put him away.
Saw him trying to attack Manning with that sweeper on the very first pitch. Really a fastball sweeper guy before he got hurt, as far as what he would use the most. See the numbers there. So that's where he's been missing so far. He's been glove side, hasn't been able to find that part of the strike zone.
Let's go over 1-1 pitch. Good slider right there, and it's 1-2. Again, 2 strikes. Yeah, trying to finish off Machado. Padres offense coming in hot. 15 runs the last 2 games in Phoenix. Overall, though, this lineup has struggled. Tatis at third, Arise at first. Ohtani's 1-2. Check swing. 2-2.
There's that sweeper, and man, he went around. I mean, that was almost a full swing. I don't know how you missed that one. Wow. I'll be honest, that's about as, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but that's about as bad as I've ever seen.
You know, the technology that can do balls and strikes, the ABS system can also do check swings. They're trying to dial that in, and then they're going to have to define exactly what a check swing is, because it's a little bit unclear.
I'll tell you, I don't need the ABS system for that one. No. That's a check swing system.
It's full on Machado. Even with the offense overall struggling, different hitters taking turns slumping or being injured, Machado's been the sure thing all year. Anthony Bonda getting loose. Of course, if this gets to a point where Ohtani's going to have a hard time getting himself out of the inning, they'll want somebody to bridge him to Casparius into center field. Pages is there. Tatis tags and comes home. Throw from Pages is not in time. Tatis slides in for the first run of the night.
I mean, about as good as arm as you're going to find in the outfield, but one of the fastest runners over at third base, and you see Tatis just slides underneath the tag.
Boy, roller coaster of emotions the last couple minutes. Thought he had him. Instead, the Padres have a run, and Machado knocks in another. Now it's Gavin Sheets. Above 400 over a 6-game hitting streak for Sheets, which matches the longest of his career. Over from the Chicago White Sox in his first season with the Padres. Sheets is 6 for 11 this weekend against the D-backs. 1 ball, 1 no, all balls and 2 strikes. 2 strikes on all 4 hitters. Got a little help there from Trip Gibson. He'll be able to tell his grandkids that he umpired Shohei Ohtani's first game back. Just trying to break through now. 21 pitches into this inning, 1 away. 1 run in for San Diego. 0-2 again. That was the splitter. Like just about every pitcher that comes from Japan, he's got one. In his last full season as a pitcher, the league hit 170 against it. Crowd getting behind Ohtani, urging him on.
Again, there's that glove side where he's had trouble as far as command. He's got the velocity. He's thrown a couple pitches over 100 miles an hour. In fact, he's thrown the 2nd fastest pitch in the Dodger season at 100.2 to Arise. Again, and that's just overcooking it right there. Just, pulling it too much, whether it's the fastball or the breaking ball. Just hasn't been able to land on the glove side.
Oh, 2 to 3-2. Ohtani to Sheets. Ground ball past the diving Freeman. Edman there to smother it. Throws to Freeman, who recovers to get to the bag for the second out.
Nice job by Freddie. Once he doesn't make the play, able to get to his feet, get back to the bag, keeping Shohei out of the plate. Really good awareness by Freddie. Shohei loves it.
Up to second when Arise, and to the plate comes Xander Bogaerts. Got the call on the outside corner, and Tripp Gibson's giving him a couple out there.
Owes him a few. That check swing should have been strike 3.
Downstairs with the sinker. Ball and a strike on Bogaerts. 1 for 13 in the weekend series in Arizona, and 175 over his last 15 games. Perennial All-Star and Silver Slugger in Boston. Still trying to recapture that form with the Padres. The 1-1 pitch to him is bounced gently left side. Tough play. Muncy hurries the throw over there in time to end the inning. Shohei Ohtani has to work hard in his first inning back on the mound. Padres get 1. Ohtani's back, full form.
This tiny home trend, not for me. Now this is more like it. The same goes for my footwear. So I went hands-free with wide fit Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go without bending down or touching my shoes. Wide fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
For the Smith family, weeknights are full of activities. But Jim and Janie forgot about the most important one, dinner. But with Home Chef, dinner's never a plot twist. With all the fresh ingredients you need delivered to your door and flavors the whole family will love, your easy 4-serving dinners get rave reviews every night of the week. All thanks to Home Chef's family menu. Get 18 free meals when you visit homechef.com.
Man, these seats. Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. They should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
Right after he walked off of the mound, he didn't even go in the dugout. Javier had his equipment for him, and he transforms from pitcher to leadoff hitter. And heads up there to lead things off with this order presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Dave Roberts is saying before the game, this is what these guys did when they were in high school. It's what a few guys did when they were in college. Nobody does it at this level. I mean, this is just absurd. Up there to lead off this game after pitching the top of the first inning. He takes ball 1 from Dylan Cease.
I mean, again, has he done it before? Yes. But has he come back after not throwing for over a year and a half, 2 years, and then coming right in, and then I pitch? He didn't even go talk to any of the coaches. The trainers didn't say a word to anybody. It's give me my stuff so I can go hit. And here he is.
Now on this 1-1 from Cease, he takes strike 2. Shohei, not just the pitcher, but the National League leader with 25 home runs and getting hot again. He's reached base 8 of his last 9 times up, 5 out of his last 6 with a pair of home runs. On this 1-2, takes in the dirt. Count evens 2-2. As they try to solve Dylan Cease. Dominated against the Dodgers last week with 11 Ks over 7 scoreless innings on Tuesday. Got his first win since April 2nd in that game. Range Rover Sport engineered to win. Looking at the details from that start. Now the Dodgers saying we need some balls to fall, but they had 5 walks, a bunch of hard hit outs in that game. And so it didn't feel like they were as far off as just looking at the 11 Ks and the 7 scoreless might tell you.
No, and this is a guy that has electric stuff, and he can go out and no-hit you like anybody can. And you see the slider is what he attacked the Dodgers with most of the time. Only gave up 1 hit on it. And really a slider 4-seam guy.
And Shohei, who had full counts on 3 of the 5 hitters that he faced in that first inning, has a full count of his own here at the plate.
How about pitch, get a hit, steal a base, like just do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, variety pack. Pitches the top of the first, leads off the bottom of the first, and goes down swinging on that slider. Dodgers now the last 2 games against Cease, 1 for 15, 9 Ks against it.
And if you watch that slider, that's more a north-south slider. If he's getting that and throwing that well, it's going to be a long night for the Dodgers. It's when that slider goes east and west, the Dodgers will hit that.
Yeah, and 20 minutes after the start of this game, the first pitch Ohtani's not involved in.
Wow, I like that.
Mike Levy, producer. Ball on Betts. 351 for Mookie over a 10-game on-base streak. OPS up there around 1,000 in that time. And a 1-0 pitch takes in the dirt for ball 2. Dodgers have 16 runs the last 2 games. They hit 6 home runs over those 2. Back-to-back series wins against the Padres and then the Giants. Now leading the Giants by 2, the Padres by 3. On a 2-0, Mookie Betts fouls it off. Betts, who homered against Cease in the division series last year. 9 home runs so far this year. Cease turns and throws the 2-1. Betts pokes it foul. 2-2 up to 100 from Cease. Here's that home run. Game 4 last year, Cease came back on short rest for the first time in his career. 3 runs over 1 2/3. The Dodger bullpen pitched that whole game, forced the game 5, which LA would win. 2-2.
Mookie hanging in there on that fastball. The previous one 100 miles an hour, fouled it off. This one Cease goes to the top of the zone. 99 miles an hour. I almost feel like that slider's got to be coming right now.
Pretty much all he throws, those 2 pitches, about 90% will be one of those 2. And there it was. That is tough.
Well, what makes it so tough is not only the movement, but the sequencing right there. He went low and away fastball 100 miles an hour. Then he went top of the zone, up and away 99. And then, oh, let me go down 91. I mean, forget the stuff. The sequencing and the location, just as impressive.
2 up and 2 down and a couple Ks. Here's Freddie Freeman. And a fastball again, 100. We've seen his 2 fastest pitches of the year in this first inning. Freddie Freeman against the Padres, 308 in his career. That's number 1 among active players. Sliders bounce foul. Now back to the velocity on Cease. We've seen 100 twice. His average for the season is 96.9. Feeling froggy tonight.
Should. Going against Shohei, right?
That's right. Another triple digits, fought off foul 1 and 2.
And you know, the crazy thing is, you keep talking about the velocity. The location makes it even that much more difficult. I mean, you could be throwing 94, 95 with that location, and you're going to be effective. You throw 100 on that?
That's when you get the Cy Young caliber stuff. And it can be hit or miss with Dylan Cease. But to your point, when he has that kind of stuff, it's no-hit stuff. Yeah, that's kind of how his career has been. He won an ERA title with the White Sox in 2022, and then his ERA was .460 the year after that. Last year, top 5 Cy Young votes. This year, the ERA has been up around 5 a lot of the way. But he has looked like a different guy since the start of that game last week. 2-2 to Freeman. Strikes out the side in the first. So that's 14 Ks over 8 scoreless innings against the Dodgers the last week.
Everything about PXG totally changed my game. The whole experience that PXG brings is top-notch. They make the best equipment and really tailor it to your swing. I've seen great results. The forgiveness, the workability definitely makes the game a lot easier. I hit 15 yards farther, and it's going straighter. The joy and the great feeling of seeing the ball get in the hole is pretty special. Yeah, you should go get fitted.
PXG, you've never played like this before.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
Probably both things is that bat against Cease, his first inning on the mound. So his season debut, his Dodger pitching debut, goes just 1 inning, gives up the 1 run and a pair of hits, and hands it off instead of to Ben Casparis to Anthony Banda with 3 consecutive left-handers at this part of the lineup for San Diego. So Banda to face Jake Cronenworth. Jumps on the first pitch, chops it foul. Bonda's 6 consecutive scoreless outings. He's got a 2 ERA over the last month after a bumpy first month and a half. And really all year, he's continued to own left-handers. And this is tough for Ben Casparis. I mean, he gets put back into the rotation last week. Today, different circumstances, but even timing up your warm-ups, he was warming up on the field before the game, not knowing if Ohtani was going to go 1 or 2, knowing that this would be a possibility. This part of the order could be Banda, but having to navigate a little bit of uncertainty, even though he's in the rotation now. Banda's 1-2 to Cronenworth, not close.
Yeah, getting back to Ben, you know what he's meant to this team so far this year, the importance, the way he's been used, and then again he's just had to adapt no matter what. And had to adapt tonight, and he'll be in after Banda,
who's home with a 2-2. Jake Cronenworth, one of the tough guys, strike out. Had his first extra base hit of the month yesterday. It was a home run, but it extended an on-base streak to 13 games. Even without the pop, he's been finding a way to be productive, getting aboard frequently. Another 2-2, another foul ball.
Well, you talk about the Padre offense and the pop of Cronenworth. I saw a stat today where the Dodgers have had 36 games where they've hit 2 or more home runs. The Padres have had only 12. Like, that blew me away. For whatever reason, I just thought, oh, the Padres offensively, yeah.
Yeah, pitching, even with their injuries, pitching has been the biggest reason that they're 8 games above 500. Your manager, Mike Schill, because the pitching staff, while not as long a list as the Dodgers, it's a significant one, and relative to the depth that the Padres have, you could argue just as significant to their whole deal. Strike 3, got him with a fastball to the corner.
From both sides tonight, we've seen some unbelievable pitch location. Bonda puts that in a spot where the only thing Jay can do is just hope that the umpire misses it and calls it a ball.
First strikeout of the game. If they get 7 of those, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. That's a ball on Trenton Brooks, who makes his Padres debut. Made his major league debut as a 28-year-old last year with the San Francisco Giants. They didn't renew his contract. It was up at the end of last year. So he signed a minor league contract with the Padres, went down to AAA and tore it up. And then Jackson Merrill suffered a concussion this weekend, and so Brooks gets activated. Two and 1 on Brooks. The Padres dropping 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks this weekend. They're 12-16 over the last month. Team seasons really kind of matching each other. Dodgers had the 8-0 start, have been roughly a 500 team for the last 2 months. Padres won 14 of their first 17. They've been below 500 since then. But you put it all together, and 2 of the top teams in the National League. Bonda to Brooks with the 2-2. Back-to-back Ks. Pretty fastballs. Bullseye there. 2 out.
Same pitch he used against Cronenworth. You see this just nips the corner of the zone. Will Smith doing a nice job. Good that he got that call. So far, the Dodgers have gone 4 of 7 hitters. They've gone full count. If that's a ball, that would have been 5 of 7.
Tyler Wade here, this run of left-handed hitters. And the dirt for ball 1. Wade just 4 for 24 in this month of June. He's the guy getting the start with Merrill down. He's in center field. Now, as a manager, you get the opposing lineup and you look at this, and this is a gift to be able to attack. 3 consecutive left-handers. Don't often see that.
Come on, the Dodgers said Ben Kasparius was coming in.
That's
afterwards.
true.
Come on, I mean, you told us Ben was coming in.
What are you doing? Boy, he said that fastball just dialed there on the outside corner, trying to strike out the side in the second. His 1-2 to Wade. Breaking pitch, flip foul. Padres in front on a Manny Machado sacrifice fly in the first inning, scoring Tatis, who had singled to lead off against Ohtani. 1-2 again from Bonda, popped out of his hand, and the count evens up. 7 times in 11 days these 2 teams meet up. Dodgers won 2 of 3 at Petco Park last week. Heightened environment, did not feel like any old game. Really felt like October in the middle of June. On 2-2, Wade protects and stays alive. And no matter what the players say and the managers say, there's a heightened sense of energy and intensity when these teams get together these days. Yeah, it lacks the history that Dodgers Giants does, but Dodgers Giants lacks the fire in recent years that this has. Full count again.
Only one hitter tonight 3 or fewer pitches. The rest have been 5, 6, 7, 8, building up a pitch count. But does it matter?
Wade takes the walk. Inning continues, and we get a word from Archer Jerky.
Fuel your game day with Archer Jerky and Meat Sticks. Find them at grocery and club stores near you.
So he's got to face a right-handed hitter here, but it's Martin Maldonado, who is at just 185. And no, he doesn't have to face a right-handed hitter here. Ben Casparius is going to come in and say, this doesn't feel like I'm a starter. Coming into the middle of the inning, but he'll come on to face Maldonado. 2 gone in the second.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Sadva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Sadva to friends and family. Sadva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get so much more in the new T-Pain Munchie Meal. It's already the 3rd pitcher into the game for the Dodgers. It's Ben Casparius, who moved into the rotation last Wednesday at San Diego. Went 4 innings, gave up just 1 run. Now has a .286 for the year.
And what jumps out to me, those 44 innings, only 9 walks, only 1 home run allowed.
And he comes in with a man at first, 2 outs, and the catcher Maldonado at the 9 spot. And that game last week, 5 consecutive base runners, 1 stretch in the 2nd inning. 1 run came in. He was able to strand the bases loaded with a little help from an Andy Pages assist. The rest of the game, though, he was perfect. 3 up, 3 down in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. Well trained for what would be a very dysfunctional thing for a starting pitcher, which is what he's been for a lot of his life, but all his time in the big leagues has been as a reliever. And a lot of that doing whatever the team needed as the low man on the totem pole. Happily, he's earned his way into the rotation.
Low man on the totem pole, but when you talk about pitchers' WAR, only Yamamoto has a higher WAR than this man right here.
Yeah, and he's no longer on the bottom of that totem pole.
Right.
His 2-1 is a fastball cut on and miss. It's one of the best swing and miss fastballs in the National League. And the Padres as a lineup have struggled against 95 plus. They're 10th in average. They're 14th in slugging out of the 15 teams in the National League. So perhaps a good matchup for Ben using that high heat. Here's his 2-2. There goes Wade. Pop fly down the line. Hernandez over, but it becomes a souvenir. It's one of the 4 pitches that he'll use. Much more unpredictable arsenal than you typically see coming out of the bullpen. Starter ready arsenal. Another 2-2. And it's full with Tatis on deck. Here's that mix.
You mentioned that four-seamer, very effective, especially when it's at the top of the zone. Likes the sweeper, much like Ohtani. Cutter's been very effective.
Fly to left field. No big deal for Michael Conforto. He's got it. This game can settle in as we go to the bottom of the second.
The 611 podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
The first 40,000 fans on Wednesday take home a Dodgers Champions Gold Player jersey presented by Synchron. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
We go to the bottom of the second inning where Teoscar Hernandez will lead off for the Dodgers. Hernandez, Smith, and Muncy after Dylan Cease struck out the side in the first inning. It's as if last week never ended. First pitch breaking ball misses on Hernandez. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks yesterday. Snapped a string of 3 consecutive games of the home run. One ball, one strike. Cease pitching at Dodger Stadium for the first time since Game 1 of the Division Series last year when he gave up 5 runs. So always pitch well against the Dodgers in the regular season. ERA below 2 against LA. But that Division Series last year is going to be something that'll stick with him for a long time.
I still say that, you know, the Padres' decision to start him in Game 4 was the game changer. I mean, I know their offense didn't do much and didn't do anything in 5, but
4 consecutive Ks to open tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the type of stuff that he's got the potential to do this any night. And that's how good he is. But again, he can get erratic right now. Throwing that fastball high in the zone, that one way out of the zone. He's got that slider going north and south. When he does that, he's tough.
Will Smith will take his first hacks at him. Kind of the same arc for Will Smith as Freddie Freeman lately. In the month of June, Smith at .216, but overall still second in the league, hitting .317, still leading the league in on-base percentage. Check to swing, 1 ball, 1 strike. So that arc would be rough month so far. Yeah, but
tell you what, we got a favorable call there. That check swing
even
at first base is, that's not one of the strengths.
It's 1-2 on Smith. Sticking with the fastballs, the hard stuff against Will. Homered against San Diego last week. One of his 6 this year. Dodgers looking to put it in play for the first time against Dylan Cease. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 5 consecutive Ks to start the game for Cease. Wow. Time for the Dell Technologies hard drives as Max Muncy comes up. 1 home run shy of 200. 71 home run shy of that handsome man right there.
Jeez. That's a long time ago.
Still look, yeah, black and white photo even. Strike on Muncy. I think you look even better today than you did then, buddy.
Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you there, sir.
Great tan going. It's really good. Ooh. Fastball whistles in there. Now, it's never fun to face Cease, no matter who you are. And Max Muncy would certainly attest to that. At 1 for 11 in his career against Cease with 5 strikeouts. Not a 1-1 pitch from him. Grounds it foul, strike 2.
Dodgers tonight, 5 strikeouts. You could take it a step further. All of them have been swinging.
That's as overpowering as you're going to see anybody, right? And against the top lineup in the National League. And he goes 6 for 6. Popped out of his hand, 2-2. He went into his start against the Dodgers last week with a 4.72 ERA. Command just hadn't been right, especially with his fastball. Velocity's up. Command has been pinpoint. Hey, Muncy puts it in play at least. Dylan Cease, though, 6 up and 6 down with 5 strikeouts already.
That's a great baseball comment and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players. Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch 1.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Dodger Players All-Stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2025 Pro Spirit Major League Baseball All-Star ballot daily, or visit MLB.com/vote. And guys, today we got the first returns from the fans' votes, and the Dodgers are well represented under the first round of voting. You see it right there. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, and Teoscar Hernandez all right now voted into the All-Star game. And Freddie Freeman, how sweet would it be for Freddie to go back to Atlanta as the starting first baseman for the National League?
And he may face, if he were to do that, Max Fried as the starting pitcher for the American League, also going back to Atlanta. Off to an incredible start with the Yankees. It's Tatis leading off this third for the Padres. Casparius has misfired with his first few. Tatis singled and scored the game's run. He's 9 of his last 14. Coming off his first 4-hit game of the year yesterday. And with the hits has come the energy, which Mike Shildt says that's contagious. Everybody with the Padres reminds him your energy, whether you're hitting or not, is an important ingredient for our team. Got the corner there 3-2, but it's typically not been there without the production coming first.
Well, that's a thing. Beginning of the year, he was on fire. He looked so good. Again, you're going to have your ebbs and flows, but this is a guy that's dangerous no matter how he's feeling.
Mike Shildt said when he plays like this, he's the best player on the planet.
I mean, it's hard to disagree. You talk about his ability out in the outfield and you know what that transformation's been like. Super athletic. Can hit a ball a mile. Isn't anything he can't do.
To Muncy. Yeah, Casparius comes back from 3-0 to get Tatis. And now we get a word from Carl's Jr.
Watch your back, Jack. It's the return of the real sourdough star. Only at Carl's Jr.
Well, the rotation again sort of taking shape. You've got Yamamoto and Kershaw in May. Entrenched in there. Casparius joining the group last week. Emmett Sheehan is expected to join it this week. And then Ohtani, however you figure he fits into that group. There's a diving stop from Tommy Edman to take a hit away from Luis Arraez.
Tommy Edman taking a nice angle on this, diving on the outfield grass. On his feet, finds his target. Yeah, you know who loves that. That's right.
Everybody loves Tommy Tanks. Even those bugs. Machado, a 2-away. Knocked in the game's first run with the sacrifice flying. He's been an RBI machine lately. That was his 5th on this road trip in just the 4th game. He's 2nd in the National League in runs batted in the last month. 2-0. Casparius looking down at the mound, not happy with his footing. The Dodgers offensively #1 in the majors in runs per game, but the pitching staff 22nd. And so waiting to get fully healthy, but arrow pointing in the right direction. 2-2. 96, sneaky fast up there.
Sneaky fast in that angle. He's coming from the first base side of the rubber and just bears that in on Manny.
Machado gave him a tip of the cap when they faced off last week. Machado or Casparius snuck a high fastball by him, and Machado looked at him like, okay, that was legit. And Ben said afterwards, I saw that, and that meant a lot coming from him. Here's his payoff.
Well, it's got to be interesting as a hitter because he starts on the third base side of the rubber, does Casparius, and then you watch, he steps back and then he moves his plant foot all the way to the first base side. You see where he's starting right there. Watch that plant foot all the way over. To a right-handed hitter, too. I mean, him throwing a fastball inside, it's almost like coming at you at an angle. You see where he starts? Look at where he ends up. So he's got 2 options. He can stay on the glove side, the outer part of the plate, and throw that slider, or he just throws a diagonal fastball right in on your hands like this one coming.
Popped it off his hands with the cutter. Tommy Edman is there. 1, 2, 3, third, and 4 up, 4 down so far for Ben Casparius.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff.
He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth the Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous. Julio!
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Goodbye, Snakes alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
Five strikeouts to open the game for Dylan Cease. That's the second best streak to open a game in Padres history. Only Andrew Kashner started a game with more strikeouts consecutively at 6 in a row a decade ago. So the bottom of the order comes up here. Dodgers looking for their first base runner against Cease. It's Andy Pages to lead things off after a big day yesterday. Home run and 4 batted in. Extra special, Andy said after the game, to do it on Father's Day. He said that hit the home run for his dad, Lee Bond. Called his dad after the game to tell him, hey, I hit that for you, Dad. And he said before he could even get out, hey, Dad, his dad said, hey, I saw you gave me a gift. And now his boy gives him an extra base hit. A leadoff double here in the third for Andy Pages.
Gets that four-seam fastball down and away and just goes with it. His evolution this year as a hitter has really been exciting to watch. From the beginning of the year to what we got now. This was a pitch he hit out last night, I should say yesterday.
And not an easy pitch to hit out. I mean, that last pitch was 100 that he just served the other way.
100 down and away. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not just up there swinging and things are going well.
Conforto grounds the first one from Cease foul. Andy talks to his dad almost every day on the phone. There are times when there are electrical outages where they can't do it. Electrical outages in Cuba where they can't talk, but try to get on the phone every day. Only seen each other one time in the last 8 years, though, since he defected in 2017. He's planning to go back again this offseason to see his family. His dad, his mom, his sister, who's a teenager. And doing everything he can to line things up to get them to join him in the States. 2-1 on Conforto. Maldonado steps out in front of home plate and says, "Woosa." Deep breath. That is Martin Maldonado's superpower. Has him playing in the big leagues after a decade and a half, hitting about $190. The way he manages pitchers. 2-2.
And frames pitches. So instrumental on those Astro teams for many years.
Tying run at second, nobody out here in the third inning. Cease to Conforto with a 2-2 pitch. Got him with a fastball. Already 6 Ks for Dylan Cease.
All 6 of the swinging type as well. We talked about it. The velocity is obvious. The location, though, is what really has been impressive so far this evening.
After he walked 5 Dodgers in those 7 innings last week. Nothing close to that so far today. Tommy Edman's up there. He too homered yesterday. 10th of the year for him. Puts him within 3 of his career high. Already. There's a curveball for a strike. On an 0-1, Edman takes inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. After the 5 walks on Wednesday, only 1 3-ball count even so far for Cease. 29 years old, out of Milton, Georgia, in his 2nd season in San Diego after 5 years with the White Sox. He got traded at the right time, didn't he? Right before the start of the worst season in baseball history, over to a playoff team that celebrated its 2nd best season ever, winning 93 games last year. A lot of talk this offseason about him potentially being on the move because he's a free agent at the end of the year. Padres at this point, you wouldn't figure could make that move, although you wouldn't figure the Red Sox would ever trade Rafael Devers, and that happened. But at this point, given the state of the rotation, he is the guy that they've got to be able to count on.
Well, and he's the type of guy that you could hope he gets hot in the postseason and really could run through the entire month of October. I mean, he is that good.
His 2-2 pitch to Tommy Edman after a look at Pages. Bounced up the middle. Backhand Cronenworth. 2 out. Toss back to third there. Pages says, I'm watching you. And up comes Ohtani. Resuming his 2-way duties tonight. Resuming doing what has always been considered impossible. Fighters drafted him. Hideki Murakami was the manager there. He was the one who first encouraged Ohtani to dream big. Blaze a new trail. It's never been done, but there's no reason you can't do it. Ohtani said, let's do this. You figure it would have been celebrated, but there was pretty much exclusive resistance when he said he was going to try to be a 2-way guy in Japan. And a 1-0 from Cease. He smacks the ball to left center field, and he's tied it up. Well, Ohtani's given up a run, and now he's knocked in a run. Back to square one.
After striking out 5 of the first 6 hitters, the Dodgers have had 2 doubles this inning. Both balls that aren't bad pitches. Low and away. Pages goes to right field. Shohei goes to left center.
Take it where it's pitched.
Right? Easy to say, difficult to do.
And now bats for the chance to give him the lead. He got a fastball and fouled it off. You know, just to wrap up that thought on Ohtani, when he announces he's going to do the 2-way thing in Japan, you figure it'd be like, oh gosh, this is so cool. The first thought was there's no way that he can do that. And then the bigger thought was there's no way he should do that. Because the thought was you couldn't properly do what you're supposed to do in terms of practice if you are split between both. Fly to center field. Wade makes the catch with a big man trampling over there in Sheets. And that's the inning, but Ohtani was unfazed by all that noise, and we're all getting to benefit from it watching it.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
Pass hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Anthony swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Shota Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Tied at 1 as we go to the 4th and the first of 4 between these rivals. Gavin Sheets leads off. And curveball misses high from Ben Kasperius. Sheets grounded out his first time. He's got a 6-game hitting streak going. Noteworthy for him. It's the longest of his career. Sheets, like Cease, over from the White Sox. And in Sheets' case, he was let go by the White Sox. Signed a minor league contract with the Padres, had a big spring training to make the team, and has earned his way into pretty much an everyday role at this point. Career high in home runs is 15. He's already got 12, taking advantage of this playing time, and he's hitting cleanup for a team that's in postseason position.
Comes from a baseball family. Dad, Larry Sheets, played for the Baltimore Orioles. Hit a few home runs.
31 in a season one time. Late 80s, early 90s, mostly with the Baltimore Orioles. So father and son got to relate a little bit on dealing with losing.
Yeah. Was he on that Oriole team that
started the season 0-21?
Right.
1988. Another 2-2. This is away and the count goes full. Certain years spark different things in different places, don't they?
Yeah. 1988 was a great year. Here.
Payoff. Just misses, and a big call right there. Instead of a strikeout, it's a leadoff walk for Sheets.
Number 2, Xander Bogaerts.
That's a great pitch right there, and lands at. I mean, the thing about that, though, is you don't want to go to 3-2. You don't want to have that pitch decide something. One of the troubles tonight so far, Dodgers have gone deep into counts.
They've already thrown 87 pitches, 3+ innings into this game.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I was talking about the pitch count. No, yeah, you got a bunch of different guys throwing. So does it make that big of a deal? Oh, I'll tell you. Ask Will Smith if it makes that big of a deal. Right?
Tell my knees. Yeah. Smacked to left center field by Bogaerts. That's headed for the gap. Pajes hustles after it. Ricochets by him. Sheets is going to turn the corner and come home to score. And right away, that call shows up big. Ball 4 instead of strike 3, and the Padres lead 2-1. Remember, their first run came 2 pitches after Manny Machado stayed alive on a check swing that looked to be strike 3.
Padres have certainly been opportunistic tonight. This pitch doesn't have good location. Bogaerts knows the minute he hits that thing, it's getting to the wall. Takes kind of a funny bounce. Andy not able to get it cleanly off the wall. Still makes a strong throw. Here's that pitch you were talking about, Joe. It's a great pitcher's pitch.
So the Padres back in front. Jake Cronenworth to the plate. Pops the first pitch he sees into left field, and Michael Conforto. And there's the first out of the fourth. Trenton Brooks took strike 3 called in his first at bat as a Padre. Trenton's out of Alpine, California, which is the same small town outside of San Diego that produced Alex Vesia.
Talk about the amount of pitches the Dodgers have thrown tonight. The first 15 hitters tonight, Padres, 9 full counts.
Wow. Laid off 2-0. Part of the order here that will challenge Kasparis, at least you figure looking at the stat sheet. Left-handers have an OPS above 300 points better than righties do against him. That's in there, and it's 2-1. Ball 3. There's another full count.
Right? 10 full counts and 16 hitters.
Now the Padres not slugging. You mentioned that earlier. The on-base percentage is below average as well. But the one thing they've been doing is avoiding strikeouts and working long at-bats all year. 10 full counts, only 2 Ks though. 3-2. There's the 3rd K.
Goes with that sweeper right there, and Brooks just swings right through it. Little aid to you there, Joe, by saying they hadn't struck out. Not a lot of swing and misses.
Yeah, I'll take it. 4 away from Jumbo Jacks. 2 gone for Tyler Wade, who knocks down at first by Freddie Freeman, picked up by Edman. Kasparis wins the race to first, and Wade can fly, and so Kasparis had to be quick over there. All right, so the Padres get 1, but only 1. 2-1, middle 4.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, are you sure? He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed. Because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire. And his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Dodgers here in the 4th. Down a run. Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, and Will Smith. Freeman struck out his first time. 210 in the month of June. Still, though, 330 overall to lead the National League. Well, he's been bumming about the lack of slug. But because he's second in the league in doubles still, and he had that home run tear in early May, Freddie's career slugging is .510. This year it's .558. And this is a guy who's complaining that he's got none.
Right.
That's good for top 5 in the National League. It's the 3rd highest of his career.
I think that's his nature, and that's what makes him great. He's never satisfied. And not in a negative way, but yeah, he's always complaining that he's not hitting well enough. Not doing this, not doing that.
Same deal around the cage today. And there's 1-2 from Cease. Pulls it to first, caught by Arise. Just shouting at himself, and he never curses. But pure frustration working out that swing. And you know where he's at just by seeing him on the field for on-field batting practice. Normally he does his work behind the scenes when everything's dialed in, but he's out there just about every day at this point.
He hit that ball hard, but he's going to say, oh, I came around it. I didn't stay inside of it.
Hernandez took a strike. And now he took a ball. Bounce past the mound at second. Cronenworth. Off the bat comes Arise. And Hernandez aboard with one away.
Teo sniffing that the minute it got over the pitcher's head. He's hustling all the way down to first base. See that throw takes Arise off the bag. Does everything he can do just to try to catch it and avoid any type of collision there.
The Rise, a natural second baseman, has always struggled defensively wherever that's been. Not a whole lot he could have done there, though. 1-on-1 out for Will Smith. That is ruled a base hit, by the way. Cease is getting swings and misses. Half of the swings were ending up in misses the first couple innings. Dodgers have made more contact since the start of the 3rd, but he gets one right there. And he's back home with the next one to Smith. 1-1. Dylan Cease loves yoga. That's why he wears number 84. There are 84 poses in a traditional yoga practice. So that's why he's the first 84 in Padres history. Two and one.
Man, I keep looking at Cease, and I'm thinking he's one horse and one cowboy hat away from being a sheriff. I mean, shouldn't he be in Tombstone or something? The movie. I mean, it's.
That's easier to picture than the yogi.
Yeah. Like I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing the yoga thing going. Although you got the necklace going, but man, that mustache, that hair, it's like I said.
It's a yogi necklace?
I don't know, is it? Looks kind of earthy to me, doesn't it? Not a gold chain.
Hook towards the left field corner. Sheets is over, not going to get there. Hernandez heads for third, gun into second. Smith is safe for the double.
Will gets out in front of this thing and just stays through it, but you see how far Sheets is over in left field. Will just places that thing extremely well, and Dodgers are running. That's the third double now that Dylan Cease has given up.
And they've already exceeded their hit total from last week against Cease. Pitching coach Ruben Niebla's out there before Muncy bats. So we get a word from Cerritos.
The Cerritos Auto Square sells so many cars because they have low prices, and they have low prices because they sell so many.
Dodgers as a team hitting .301 with runners in scoring position. That is the best team average with runners in scoring position in Dodger history. And it comes at a time where the league average is as low as it's been in forever.
I mean, obviously, you get into the approach, the quality of the hitters, the way that the hitting coaches prepare the Dodgers, and there is an element of luck. I mean, there's no way that you can just say, hey, look, go work on this, and the runners in scoring position is going to increase. There's no runners in scoring position machine that you can hit off of. And it's going to ebb and flow. Is he going to stay over 300 all year? Wouldn't bet on it, but boy, it sure is nice when it's there.
Tying run at third, go ahead run in scoring position. Muncy grounded out his first time. Sitting on 199 Dodger home runs, takes in the dirt for ball one. I was talking to Aaron Bates, the hitting coach, about that, and he said he thinks in that it gives you a clear objective, can kind of narrow your focus, and it's harder to go up there with a big swing and get too out of control when you have that clear objective, what you're trying to accomplish. He said plus a veteran group that knows how to hone that focus. Smacked into center field, down a base hit. Hernandez in to score. Smith is headed home. Muncy's given the Dodgers their first lead of the night.
This offense is relentless, and sure, there are parts of the offense sometimes aren't as hot as the others, but when you're pitching against the Dodgers, there is no place to go to find outs. There really isn't. I mean, Dylan Cease looked masterful, just dominating, and we're in the fourth inning, and he's given up 3 runs.
The Dodgers 5 hits over the last 2 innings after the 5 Ks. Over the first 2, and it was this guy right here, Andy Pages, that contributed the first of those knocks, taking a 100-mile-per-hour fastball and turning it around to the right field corner.
It's that old boxing adage that Muhammad Ali, the rope-a-dope. Let him get hit, let Cease beat up on you a little bit, and then come out and start swinging and put up 3 runs. Play possum for the first few innings. Muhammad Ali was a boxer.
Oh, thanks. Pages gets hit, and look out there, Dylan Cease. And when you meet 7 times in 11 days, things will bubble up. Boys are ready. Still 3.5 games to be played this week.
I like Luis Arias, the first baseman, who's not a huge guy. He's going to come down and make sure nobody's crossing the lines.
If looks could kill.
Right? I mean, that's a stare.
All right, so that's 4 consecutive base runners for LA. Single, double, single, hit by pitch. And runners at first and second for Conforto. Swings through it. talking to Michael before the game today, and he's saying, yeah, this has obviously been a tough first year. He feels like he's headed in the right direction, but the toughest thing has been these situations where he hasn't been able to come through. And he said he'd always taken pride that even when his swing wasn't quite right, he still felt like he would deliver when his team needed him to. And the fact that he hasn't been able to fight through whatever he's dealt with mechanically, or the overall results not being there to contribute in the biggest moments, he says that has been what has hurt the most.
It keeps you up at night. And again, you know what you've done. You know the type of player that you've been. You're just trying to draw on that. You think it's frustrating for fans. 100 times worse if you're the player.
Finally broke through with that first hit with a runner in scoring position in months, and he said it was extra special doing it against that team, against his original team, the New York Mets. And that has started a nice little run here where the hits have started to come in these situations that mean a lot to him. 2 on with 1 out. He takes strike 3.
Cease just finding the top of the zone. And again, when things aren't going well, it just seems to snowball. It feels like you've got 2 strikes, but the thing about this game, there's always another one the next day.
7 for Cease now. 18 in these 2 starts. Edman chases. Ripped to right field, base hit for Edman. Here comes Muncy. Tatis's throw is up the line, and it's 4-2 Dodgers. A 3 spot here in the 4th. Edman with a 2-out base hit.
This ball just kind of spun at the top of the zone. Max gets a good jump, and he's never stopping at all.
One in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. And Ohtani with 2 on and 2 out. Threw it 100 in the 1st inning, hit it 105 in the 3rd to knock in the Dodgers' first run.
Talked about the Dodgers with runners in scoring position this season, as you mentioned, Joe. 301 average tonight, 3 for 7.
Paez at second, Edman at first. Ohtani climbs the ladder and golfs this one into right center field, a base hit. Tatis thrown to 3rd, not in time. Ohtani back to first, his 2nd run batted in. 4 in the inning, 5-2.
This ball up in the zone, and Shohei doesn't get it really well, but he gets it well enough. 87 miles an hour off the bat, but good enough for an RBI.
Ohtani's 7 of his last 9. On base 10 of his last 12 times up. And they have unfathomably here batted around against Cease, who looked like he might go 27 for 27 strikeouts the way this game started.
Remember the first guy, Freddie, lined out, and then Teo had that little bouncer over Cease's head, hit it at 68 miles an hour. Then Will dumps that double into left, and before you know it, Dodgers are off and running.
A little luck on their side in this 4th inning. 1st and 3rd for bats, so 2 away. And Mookie gets to 1, hooks it into left center field. That'll find a home. Dinkin and Duncan Cease.
So the first time through, the Dodgers were swinging and missing. This time through, they're putting the bat on the ball, and good things are happening.
And Freddie Freeman, who started this inning, as you mentioned, with the line out, comes up again. Bullpen gets going. If I had told you in the second inning the bullpen was going to be going for the Padres in the fourth, you would have said what?
What are you smoking?
Yeah, right.
I mean, no way. As dominant. And remember, those 5 strikeouts were all on swings.
He might be finished.
I mean, not the way that if you're the Padres want to start a 4-game series. Bullpen right away. 4th inning.
Or this could just be Maldonado taking charge, doing a visit on his own.
Well, you got to give a guy in the bullpen a chance to get loose, warm up, just because you don't know what's going to happen here. Can't leave him out there for much longer.
Dylan Ceaso's first 2 innings misses on half of the swings against him. Since then, 23 swings, only 4 misses. Balls in play, stuff happens. Five in the bank in the 4th. 5 at the plate looking for more. He takes high, 1-0. Betts, by the way, 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts this year. On a 1-0 from Cease, Freeman takes high. Betts runs, no throw. 6 for 6.
You go back to that hit by pitch, you see the rookie get a great jump. That hit by pitch ceased when he nailed Pages. Next 4 Dodger hitters, 3 of them base hits.
On 2-0, Freeman takes strike 1. Ohtani at third and Betts at second. On a 2-1, Freeman bounces it foul, and it's 2-2.
Just make it clap.
Paper cuts in this inning against Cease.
Yeah, it really has been, but you can dig a little deeper. You go that last start, the Dodgers were 1 for 4 with 8 Ks against the slider. Tonight, 5 for 11.
Down and a fastball is Freeman, and that's the inning. But the Dodgers get 5 runs. Making contact, making things tough on the Padres, taking advantage of the baseball gods, baseball probabilities. Some shots falling in, a 6-2 lead.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old-school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
Right this second at some convenience store somewhere, man, I'm thirsty. Someone really wants a soda. But that same someone's stuck between something with too much buzz or something way too boring. What if there were a better soda?
Hey, yo! Read the sign.
Weird policy, but okay.
Get a poppy.
Okay, that's what's up. A soda with 5 grams of sugar?
Drink it, you buy it.
Dude, yes.
Guess I'm buying it.
champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. This game has flipped around. Dodgers with 5 runs in the 4th inning. They now lead 6-2. It was looking like it was going to be a long night against Dylan Cease. Ben Casparis saying, all right, here we go. Now pitching with the lead. 9-1-2 for the Padres. Pours in a strike. Dodgers this season are 17-5 in the games Ben Casparis pitches in. Wrinkles it in there, and it's 0-2. 5th round draft pick out of UConn. Started his college career at North Carolina, transferred to UConn. Strikes out Maldonado promptly.
Real important for Ben to just go right after these hitters. We talked about it tonight. The Dodgers have gone deep into counts. Now after taking the lead, the momentum, just go right after it.
Tatis 1 for 2. Sends this one in the air to shallow right field. Goes right after him, and 1 pitch to get him. Tommy Edmonds got it 2 away. We get a word from Morongo.
Des Band and the Delphonics, live August 9th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
Well, as a 5th round pick, you're not going to get a lot of prospect attention. And as recently as last year, he wasn't even a big league camp invite to spring training and started in Double-A. But last year he goes from starting in Double-A to finishing pitching in the World Series.
I had a great third base coach, baseball man that was here with the Dodgers for many years, Joey Malfitano, and he used to describe it. He says, what is a big leaguer? A minor leaguer with an opportunity.
Dave Roberts said, I don't even know who he was until I got a little bit into the season. He started performing in Double-A, and he heard some of the reports. But it happened fast. So to this 5th inning. 7 pitches. Halfway home, 6-2.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
For the Smith weeknight is Jim and Janie got about the most important one, dinner. But with Home Chef, dinner's never a plot twist. With all the fresh ingredients you need delivered to your door and flavors the whole family will love, your easy 4-serving dinners get rave reviews every night of the week. All thanks to Home Chef's family menu. Get 18 free meals when you visit homechef.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
It wasn't Shohei Ohtani night here as Ohtani made his first appearance as a pitcher in a Dodger uniform, but it also is Blake Snell bobblehead night. That's his brother throwing the first pitch out to Snellzilla himself, who threw another bullpen session today, a 32-pitch bullpen session, hit about 95 miles an hour through all his pitches, so he is trending in the right direction, guys.
Dave, did you catch that bullpen today?
I was there for it,
but
I didn't catch it.
Hopping up and down saying, please, please let me. Blake said next time. Teoscar Hernandez leads off this 5th for the Dodgers. after a 5-run fourth.
It was a coin toss who was going to catch that first pitch today, but he went with his brother instead.
Oh, well, if he has another bobblehead during the course of his contract here, which I'm sure he will, I bet you'll be right at the top of the list, Dave. Dylan Cease staying in the game. Things started to get sideways last inning, but he was able to finish it off before they had to make the change, to your point, not wanting to start a 4-game series by dipping into your bullpen any earlier than you have to.
You know, that's one of the things when you talk about rule changes and whatever, and I know that we've used Kike a number of times where you have a position player come in and pitch just to save the bullpen. But I do believe that there should be something like, again, if the Dodgers can get into the Padres bullpen and they have to expend, you know, some guys, it impacts the rest of the series. And that's why I think that needs to be addressed. Promo for position players pitching.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it, but I'm not sure I like to see it as often as I've seen it.
I'm with you. Teoscar Singleton scored last inning. It was an infield hit that started the rally. Stays alive here.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, you know, Teo, and obviously what he's done offensively and what he's meant in the clubhouse, but also what he's meant to Andy Pages and really the impact he's had on his career is immeasurable. And I almost feel like, you know, Teo should get, I mean, I'm not saying comment. What he did for Andy and just keeping his head above water and keeping him believing that he could do things to where Andy is now. I mean, it really is amazing.
Bogarts. Well, we showed Teoscar Hernandez third among outfielders in All-Star voting, which has him as a starter. Pages is 7th. And to think about where Andy Pages was a month into this season, to now look at him very deservingly on that leaderboard, it's a huge testament to what you're talking about.
I mean, I remember, you know, we going to Japan, and everywhere Teo was, Andy was right in his back pocket. And it's been like that for the entire time Andy's been up here. I mean, you talk about a mentor and somebody to usher you into the big leagues through your ups and downs. No better human being than that man right there.
Nothing in 2 on Will Smith, who hooked a double down into the left field corner his last time up. Dodgers started this game 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts. They're 8 for their last 15 with 6 runs scored. Talk about the power of the Dodgers. We talk about the clutch hitting. Yes, Dave Roberts about the offense. He starts really glowing when he talks about how many guys they have that know how to get a hit. Among the many things they're really good at this year, they lead the majors in batting average. League average is 245. Dodgers lead the majors as a team at 264. And it seems like that stat, as a stat, is coming back into appreciation.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 100%. Well, that's the thing. You can have the physical tools. I remember even coming up through the minor leagues, there were a ton of guys that had the physical tools. But to play this game at this level and to have some longevity, to be successful, you've got to have some aptitude.
99 to get Smith. There's 9 Ks for Cease.
Third baseman, Max Muncy.
Then up comes Muncy, who knocked in a pair with a single his last time. Even Max Muncy hitting for average the last month plus. He's well above 300.
I think the one thing is you look back at Max driving in couple Dodgers there. It just his ability to have a presence at the plate. I don't care if he's not swinging well or if things aren't going. If you're out on the mound and Max Muncy comes to the plate, you know it's going to be a battle because he's going to eyeball you to death as far as taking pitches, making you throw strikes. He has the ability to hit it out of the ballpark. He can't make a mistake. And so it's not just, oh, this guy's an out. He's hitting 220 or 230.
His last month, he's hitting .317. He's got more walks than strikeouts. He's only got 17 Ks the last month plus.
He was sitting on number 200 right there, huh? 3-0.
On a 3-1, Muncy checks a swing. That's upstairs, ball 4. And that, after Cease walked 5 on Wednesday last week, is the first walk today. On Tuesday last week.
Center fielder, Andy Pajes.
All right, Pajes is up there again after he got hit. But his first time hit by pitch came in to score last time. There goes Muncy, first pitch. Throw from Maldonado goes into center field, and Max is going to take 90 more. Fourth stolen base of the year.
I like the idea. You're at first base. There's 2 outs. Why not try and get into scoring position right there? You get out. You got Pajes leading off the next inning.
Martin Maldonado, who was so good controlling the running game during his prime, so good that his nickname is Machete, cutting down runners, has only retired 4 for the Steelers this year. Oh, and 2 on Andy Pajes. Cease comes back home. Way high.
Saw that, obviously mislocation, but still getting it up there. 99 miles an hour. Next pitch will be his 100th.
Two. Fly ball center field, Tyler Wade. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 5th.
San Diego's a dangerous team.
Man, they have enough talent to run the table.
Every game here is like a party.
Fans are also playing a part. They're affecting the game.
Fernando Tatis Jr. Electric.
The team that we got in there, man, we're ready to compete. We're ready to handle the unfinished business that we have.
The towels flying, the fans going nuts.
Welcome to Slam Diego!
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed at Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
first 40,000 fans tomorrow will take home a World Champion Trophy replica presented by Budweiser. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Ben Casparius took over 2 gone in the second inning. Here he is for the top of the 6th. Manny Machado flies the first pitch that he throws towards the seats and out of play. Padres with the run in the 4th. That's all against Casparius. Got their first run against Ohtani in the first inning, who, no matter what he did tonight, was going to have a successful return to the mound after 660 days of waiting for it. Machado drove in a run against Ohtani with a sacrifice fly. That's backing out of play. Vassett, you talked to Manny before the game about facing Ohtani?
I did, and I asked him what he was expecting in that first inning, and he said the entire kitchen sink. And Manny even told me he believes facing Ohtani in the past, his sweeper is the best pitch that he's seen from him.
Ohtani has actually never retired Manny Machado in their 4 head-to-head matchups. You know, it's interesting, the narratives on Manny Machado throughout his career. There's the kind of too cool for school vibe that he gave off for a while. But now just as deserving is a tough, gritty, relentless narrative. It's a guy who's dealt with an ankle injury, the elbow surgery, still 30 home runs, 100 batted in year after year. He's played in more games than anybody the last decade. Drives this ball deep to the right field corner. If it's fair, it's got a chance, and it is gone. Manny Machado with an opposite field home run, the 353rd of his career.
Yeah, Ben tried to sneak a fastball by him, and Manny lets it travel deep. It's up and away. Comes off the bat at 100 miles an hour, and it's just, is it going to stay fair?
Gravitational pull of his bat flip.
Right. Now he knew it was far enough.
That's his 11th this season. It's his 8th in his last 23 games. And he can start thinking about 500. 353. That's a base hit the other way for Gavin Sheets, headed for the corner. Sheets has a double. So Machado would need to average, he's got another 8 years on his deal with the Padres through 2033. He'd need to average 15 to 20 home runs in that time. 3,000 hits is not out of the question for him. He's at 1,985. He'd need to have 120 a year. He's done that 10 times in his career. You figure that rate's going to diminish some, but you don't have to do it every single time. You just got to average that. And he's got a good shot to join a club that is Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, Palmeiro, A-Rod, Pujols, Miguel Cabrera. 500 home runs and 3,000 hits.
That really is remarkable, and I think one of his best attributes, you know, you talk about all the physical ability, but it's the durability.
Yeah.
This guy comes out and plays no matter what. And you talk about some of the injuries and some of the things that he's had that you would think this guy's done for a couple months, or this guy's out. And he is just, I mean, he's genetically blessed. The way he's put together, the way he rebounds from injury, that he can just go out there and withstand the rigors of a season. And you combine that with the physical talent, you've got a Hall of Fame player.
Padres have cut it to 3. Still nobody out in this 6th inning. Bogarts to the plate. Knocked in a run with a double his last time. He takes a ball. Alex Vesia has started to loosen. After Bogarts, that run of 3 straight left-handers. Sparius at 58 pitches. He threw 54 last week. So this buildup continues into the starting rotation for Ben. Still 97, but the command has fallen off. Strike two. So I think they had the count wrong on the scoreboard here a moment ago. It's now 3-2. That's why Bogaerts is getting ready to head down to first there, thinking that was ball 4. So 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Padres shortstop. Sheets at second, nobody out. Sparius probably facing his last hitter. Flex into center field for Pages. He gets him. Thinking about it. Oh, reclining. Saw a little look over there from Ben.
Right.
They were just buying time.
Yeah.
So why don't we get a word from Kia? That was 4 innings, 1 run against the Padres last week. It's 3 2/3, 2 runs this week, although the man at second his responsibility. Not an easy situation for Ben tonight. We were talking about that when he first came in. And more traditional starting opportunities ahead of him.
I mean, it's easy to say that he knows his role, and his role is that of whatever they ask him to do, he's got to be ready to do it. But you know, to get amped up, to prepare mentally, and then to have the switch flipped, and you have to go into another type of mode, and you know, then just even going through this, you know, it's tough to do, but that's what you signed up for. You got to do it until you don't.
Doc is doing his best Bruce Bochy here.
Right.
Giving Alex Vesey all the time that he can to get warmed up for Jake Cronenworth.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
World champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. It's Alex Vesia, his 35th appearance. That leads the team. That's 3rd in the National League.
Been a lot better as of late, too. See the 30 innings, only 9 walks, 42 strikeouts. Home run ball bit him a bit, but seems to have quelled that.
On for this run of left-handed hitters here. You're going to see at least one pinch hitter. Jose Iglesias already in the on-deck circle for Trenton Brooks. It's Jake Cronenworth taking strike one. Cronenworth 0 for 2 today, trying to extend his 13-game on-base streak. A more modest 5-game hitting streak. Sheets at second and 1 out. Here's an 0-1. Straight up. Tommy Edman. So here is Iglesias to pinch hit for Brooks. Iglesias, who was such a key ingredient of the Mets turnaround last year. Brought all the good vibes to the Mets. And he hit well above 300. That didn't hurt. Now with the Padres.
You have his song on your iPhone, on your playlist? OMG?
I don't, but no? That's a jam.
So yeah, it's pretty incredible. No ringtone, but it is kind of catchy.
OMG.
Right? Wasn't that it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I can't remember the last time a baseball player came out with a song, a pop song. I don't know if it's ever happened. All right, we'll talk about his baseball acumen right now.
I mean, there's
what do you got?
There's plenty more on the music.
What do you got?
Want to keep going down that route. Candelita is his artist name. Little Candle.
I did not that. Okay.
You learn a little bit about Jose. You learn a little Spanish. This is good. He's been making music for years. Wrote that song prior to last season. Part of what inspired the song were his struggles on the field. He hadn't played in a single major league game in more than a year. Didn't know how many more chances he'd get. It says in the song, everything that's bad, push it to the side. Fight for your dreams. It's possible for a guy who's from Cuba and dreamt to play in Major League Baseball.
Tell me you don't have this song on your phone.
You think that I just know this because I listen to his song?
I think you listen to it all the time.
2-2. Vesia fires and just misses.
Been living at the top of the zone, tried to sneak one at the bottom there. Kind of figure he's going to go up top again.
One of many full counts in this game. And Vesia strikes him out. He yelled, OMG.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
For the Smith family, weeknights are full of activities. But Jim and Janie forgot about the most important one, dinner. But with Home Chef, dinner's never a plot twist. With all the fresh ingredients you need delivered to your door and flavors the whole family will love. Your easy 4-serving dinners get rave reviews every night of the week. All thanks to Home Chef's family menu. Get 18 free meals when you visit homechef.com.
Man, these seats. Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. They should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks. What time is it? Game Time.
All the different versions of Shohei Ohtani on display in this game tonight. He starts his first game as a Dodger. He hits leadoff, stats with lows. And all the numbers on Ohtani's night where he returns to the mound. As Conforto fouls this off, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gives up a run in his 1 inning of work. At the plate, he's gone 2 for 3 and driven in 2.
And you take a look at those numbers too from the pitching side. Okay, yeah, you want to look at them and they're important, but the most important thing for me is how does he wake up tomorrow? How does he feel tomorrow? Yes, you can talk about, well, he's thrown the sim games and he's kind of mimicked it, but he didn't have the adrenaline factor. He didn't have the, the body's amped up, and it will be different when he wakes up tomorrow. You just hope that everything clicks and is good.
Conforto sends this ball to left center field. Sheets is there to catch it. And Wandy Peralta retires the first man that he faces tonight. Here's what Ohtani threw tonight.
And when you look at this, what I'll call it the spray chart. We talked about it during the game. A lot of misses on the glove side, and for me, that is just trying to do too much, trying to be excited, just pulling the ball, whether it was the sweeper, the fastball, just a little bit of extra effort, and that's where that adrenaline factor, may have been a little different than what he's experienced in those sim games.
And to your point about seeing how he feels tomorrow being the biggest thing, what comes next, Dodgers don't really know because it's going to be dictated by what you said and then the conversations that they have about that. So going to kind of learn as they go in this unprecedented thing. 1-2 on Tommy Edman. He's going to pitch tonight. He's going to see how he feels tomorrow. They're going to talk about it and then decide what comes next, both in terms of the pitching plan and when days off are needed from DHing. Grounded to short. Bogarts. Wide throw and Edman's on. Second time tonight. The Padres have had a chance to turn a grounder into an out, but an errant throw has put a runner aboard.
I feel like this one probably going to be an error. This ball not really even close, way up the line. That ball that Hernandez hit over the Cease's head, that they gave a hit. Let's see what they give a score yet here on this?
Error.
Error. Okay. You got it right.
Ohtani. 7 out of his last 9. We talk about pitching being the thing that he's always loved the most, and right now that's especially true. He's not liking this hitting thing at the very moment. The life plan that he wrote when he was in high school, we've referenced a few times, the whole thing was about his pitching. So just kind of give you an idea of how far back this goes, his love of pitching and how much his identity is built up in it. He didn't necessarily see himself being a hitter beyond what everybody does it, coming up through Little League, does it in high school. His vision for himself, and he had a very particular vision that he was planning to manifest, was all pitching. On the 1-2 from Peralta, he swings through it, strike 3.
It's a high fastball out over the plate. Not much Shohei could do with that.
2 outs in the 6th inning for Betts. Knocked in a run as part of that 5-run 4th. He takes a strike from Peralta. As amazing as Ohtani is on the field, what he also becomes a marvel at is managing his time. He's doing both these things. Think about all the time we talk about Mookie Betts putting into playing shortstop. That is a ball inside, 1-1. It's a full-time job to be a major league hitter. It's also a full-time job to be a major league pitcher, and he's got to budget both.
Well, I think you brought up a great point where that may be just as challenging as it is just to go out and physically play. And you talk about being able to hone your craft, but mentally.
On the ground to second, Cronenworth will throw Betts out. Yeah, Dave Roberts said this is quite a psychology experiment what he's going through here. 6-3 after 6.
All right, Dodger fans, I need you to get on your feet.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
For Black Heritage Night on June 19th. Arrive early for a special celebrity softball game. Purchase a special ticket pack for an exclusive Black Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
It's Michael Kopech on to pitch for the Dodgers in a 6-3 game here in the 7th inning. He's pitched in 3 games so far this year, not giving up a run. A little bout with wildness against these Padres last week, walked 3. Still has been able to pitch around that traffic. Inside, ball 1 on Tyler Wade is 8-9-1, and the Padres order come up here. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, or 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th for San Diego. Dodgers got 1 in the 3rd and then 5 in the 4th. Trying to go to 3-1 against the Padres on the year. Throw the lead over them to 4 games. Giants are off today. Start a series with the Guardians tomorrow. Wade sends a fly ball to left center field, slices over there to Conforto for the first out of the 7th. Elias Diaz to pinch hit for Maldonado.
Elias Diaz.
This veteran catching duo for the Padres. Diaz came over in a trade late last season and then re-upped a contract this offseason. Hit a home run yesterday, also doubled yesterday.
Numbers don't show it, but certainly more offensive. At least up at the bat, much better than Maldonado. All-Star one year, I believe.
All-Star game MVP.
Yeah, that's right. Did you call that game? Yeah.
Did. On 3 pitches, Kopech retires in. 2 up and 2 down in the 7th for Kopech.
Kopech just rearing back. That one, though, little wiggle to it. Huh?
This is yet another White Sox next bat.
How are they bad?
Yeah, going through these guys. Tatis fouls it off Smith.
Hey, talk about another White Sox. Now, granted, it was years and years ago.
I mean, Martin Maldonado,
right?
He just got pinch hit for, but he played for him.
Tatis never got there, but Kopech. Who else do we have? We had Cease.
Sheets. Tatis traded for James Shields when he was still a kid. Well, he got to the big leagues when he wasn't much more than a kid at the age of 20. Pokes a base hit the other way. Tatis 2 more hits today and 10 of them over the first 4 games of this Padres road trip.
First baseman number 4.
You know, they asked Michael if there was pressure going from the White Sox to the Dodgers right in the middle of the race. He said for him it felt like it was the other way around because they had so few chances to win in Chicago. He said every time I had the ball I felt like it was do or die. Comes over to the Dodgers, wins the World Series, and feels like it's not as high pressure.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps pests and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
There's a shot.
This is really becoming ridiculous.
3-home run day for Aaron Judge.
Bronx Bombers are back.
Judge cranks one. Incredible. The show rolls on for Aaron Judge.
This is a generational player.
He's a special, special talent.
He's going to go down as the greatest Yankee of all time.
World champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Check out the full lineup of stylish, powerful trucks and SUVs. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Lonnie Peralta's in there with a strike on Freddie Freeman. 0 for 3 today, 1 for 13 on this homestand. There's a base hit for Freeman. First of the game for him, 9th for the team.
I mean, he's still going to be mad about that. I'm going to say he hit it on the ground and he topped it. But the saving grace is it's a base hit. Because there's nothing worse than, you know, having a game like you've had tonight. As far as, you know, you haven't done well in the series, you're a little frustrated, but as long as you can get that hit here and there, you survive.
Yeah, he joins the hit party now. 8 of the 9 guys in the lineup have done so tonight.
The roar is back in Motown. Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King. Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster. If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
We live the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
David Morgan out of Mission Viejo, California, is on to pitch his 9th game in the big leagues. This is an unlikely big leaguer. Was undrafted out of an NAIA school, Hope International University in Fullerton. And he's made it to the big leagues at the age of 25. Runner at first, nobody out, and the hitter's Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar 1 for 3. It's an infield hit for him that started the 5-run rally in the 4th. Speedy.
Yeah, Morgan, not a very big guy. He's pushing 6 feet, but he gets it up there almost 98 miles an hour on the 4-seamer. Pretty live curve. Slider as well. Gets everything out of that body.
Two and two. They were talking about that 5-run 4th inning. The Dodgers did it with a lot of dinking and dunking. A couple hard hit balls in there from Muncy and Tommy Edman, but otherwise you can understand why Dylan Cease is going to be frustrated about how that inning went.
Well, I think really the Achilles heel for Cease that inning was contact, right? You know, he'd gone through the first 6 hitters the Dodgers sent to the plate tonight. 5 strike out, and the other one was a weak ground ball back to Cease. He retired Muncy at first base, so there was nothing. But later on, boy, the Dodgers just put the ball in play, and they found some spots.
Hernandez waves and misses. That inning was an example of why the last decade teams have tried to get swing and miss stuff, keep the ball out of play. Nothing good can happen from a hitter's standpoint if you can't make contact.
What's interesting, though, on the flip side, as a hitter, people have become more accepting of strikeouts, right? Oh, we don't care if you. But that's an illustration of, well, so why isn't contact emphasized up at the plate? Because you can see what can happen.
Right. Yeah, it's an example of we were talking about earlier with the Dodgers' high average numbers standing out, and average kind of coming back in. That's towards that argument. Why it should be important. The ability to get a hit. Ability to put it in play.
Just to further illustrate that point, the Dodgers, they scored 5 runs in that inning. No home runs and only 1 extra base hit.
Smith, who's 1 for 3. One of the soft hits in that inning. Popped the double down into the corner. Yeah, so that was the lone extra
That
base
was it,
hit.
right?
It was a soft hit double.
Yeah.
So that question, why don't guys value putting the ball in play? Why do they not mind striking out like they used to? Is that as simple as it's how you reward it? It has to change in arbitration what gets rewarded?
Everything for me, it's driven economically, right? And players will pursue what they will be rewarded for money-wise. And that's the way it's been forever. I mean, I always go back to, in comparison, Steve Garvey's career, right? Former Dodger great, borderline Hall of Fame, could be a Hall of Fame. But he hit for average, wanted to get hits, would drive in runs because that's what was rewarded back then. He's not up there trying to hit the ball 10 miles and, get technically on base. And so if you measure him by today's number or by what's valued today, on base percentage and slugging, he doesn't separate himself. But that's not because he couldn't do it. That's not what was rewarded back then.
Smith serves one the other way, his second hit of the game. And on the same hand, these days, while it can get frustrating to watch guys swing and miss, and it looks like they're trying to hit home runs, you can't blame them. That's how you make money.
100%. And a lot of people will talk about it's going to be tough to string 4 and 5 hits together, and when you get to the playoffs you're facing great pitching. Well, I do agree, it is tough to do, but it's really tough to do that when you're swinging from your you-know-what and missing 90% of the time.
First and second for Muncy, who grounds it foul. When you can find that blend of the ability to hit home runs throughout a lineup and an ability to get a hit, that's when you get a special offense. Those are the kinds of offenses that have won World Series. Bat to ball and power in October. And we've seen you can't just flip a switch when October gets there. If you're a team that hits for power but strikes out a lot, it's not like, okay, now's the time of year where we need the big hit, so we're going to go get it.
Well, that's why Freddie Freeman, for me, plays at any time of the year, in any type of game, in any type of decade, in any type of... does everything. He can hit against a righty, a lefty. He can go the other way. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, there isn't anything as a hitter that he can't do. And sure, he's going to have his ups and downs where he's not as hot, but on the whole, ridiculous.
Once he's down swinging, 2 away. I think it's the most underrated part of Teoscar Hernandez's game. Yeah, he hit 33 home runs last year, and that's the reputation, but his ability to get a hit in a big spot, that for me is his biggest superpower. It's not the home runs.
100% right. The moments don't paralyze him. And it's almost as if the attitude is, I don't even care.
Chopper, Bogarts will go the short way and send this game to the 8th.
Kansas City's hot. They are relentless. And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a
fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
One big inning for the Dodgers. The difference in this game as we go to the 8th inning. We welcome you back inside. Joe Davis and Eric Karros. And tonight all about Shohei Ohtani making his return to the mound. But you get through that and the team finds itself in front with one big inning.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a ball game. And Shohei got that first inning out of the way. Got to get the cobwebs off and go out and throw. And then, you know, for all intents and purposes, went out and hit a double as well. So doing a little bit of everything. We've got a ball game. And I like where we're at, 6-3.
Manny Machado fouls off the first pitch that Tanner Scott throws and off himself and hurting.
And we were talking about the ankle earlier, right? I mean, doesn't look like there's any protection on that under those pants.
You know, one of the reasons Machado's having such a good year is he is finally not dealing with anything physically. Ankle, then the elbow, which he had the elbow surgery last offseason, 2 off seasons ago, and he said it wasn't until this winter that it totally felt right. So he battled through that all last year. I would think this is one of those things that even if he's fine right here, he's going to feel for a while.
Oh, and you know where this next pitch has got to be, right?
By those puppies.
Back leg, yeah, right. Come on, it has to be, right? It's only right. And as a hitter, you know that too. It's almost, in these situations, it's automatic take right here. See, look where they're going to get in there. Oh, look at that. See, so mean. Honest to goodness, when that happened, you know, your ankle, it feels like it has a heartbeat. It's just going boom, 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 boom. I would not swing at the next pitch because you knew the next pitch was coming in there. You're not going to hit it anyhow unless he leaves it out over the middle part of the plate. You're just going to take it.
Bats backhand to get Machado. You ever think about just backing off of the plate and golfing one?
Never. No. So I would never do that because you're going to hit that foul. But honest to goodness, there were times up there where, you know, I'm not swinging at these pitches. I'm going to just stand up here, and it's not, hey, I'm going to take it. I'm not swinging. You'd be surprised at the thoughts that go through a hitter's head when he's up in that batter's box.
You've shined some light on some of those for me. Sheets with one away. Takes a strike. Thoughts in the batter's box. Thoughts laying in bed in the hotel by yourself that night.
That was baseball related, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
0-2. Hey, Tanner Scott coming off, I think, probably his most dominant outing with the Dodgers yesterday, striking out the side to finish off that game. Last 6 games, just 1 unearned run. Going up with an 0-2. Strikes him out. That's the Tanner Scott that dominated the National League the last couple of years.
Just rearing back and firing, and that's the thing. This game, it just ebbs and flows, and if you pick out little snapshots throughout the season and you live and die with it, I mean, you can send yourself to the nut house because right now he looks great.
7th K for the Dodgers. And a pop fly off of the bat of Bogarts. Freddie Freeman in foul ground finishes off a 7-pitch 8th inning for Scott.
I
think the sneaky team to watch is the Giants.
It's going to be fun to watch this staff. That is the best ballpark in the world to pitch in San Francisco.
A lot of experience up top.
I like where this team's headed.
High drive! It is out of here!
Doesn't get any better than this.
Logan Webb might be the most underappreciated quality starting pitcher in all of baseball.
If this Giants team is going to make noise, it's going to be because of their starting rotation.
Yeah.
For me, it's really important for us to establish an identity.
You're going to be talking about the Giants in September again.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
When this game finishes, stay tuned because Access Sportsnet Dodgers is coming up next. John and Jerry and Nomar and a couple Blake Snell bobbleheads. And a Tommy Lasorda bobblehead lurking in the background there. He always seems to be. Conforto leads off this 8th for LA. Edman and Ohtani to follow. David Morgan delivers and Conforto slaps it foul. Michael's really looking forward to watching Ohtani pitch tonight. Kirby Yates gets ready for the 9th inning. Said he, like a lot of the guys, just felt like he was a fan again. Wanted to watch him pitch. He's like, and then I just want to see that changeover, him going from pitching to leading off the next inning. You know it's something different when it's got all these big leaguers wide-eyed and watching them just like the rest of us.
Yeah, there aren't many guys that when you're playing at that level that you're going to look across the field or down in the dugout and just kind of say, wow. But there's a handful. And one of the guys, I mean, look, there isn't anybody that doesn't think that Shohei is something special. And there was I'll go back to watching Barry Bonds hit, for a period of 3 or 4 years where there's no way that there was anybody better. And when you watch Shohei, this is the big league level, and he's literally making it look like he's that ridiculous high school player that just dominates everybody in high school, but he's doing it at the highest level.
Machado's got it.
And it's not just a novelty. He's doing it and dominating. Which you just go like, really? I mean, what do we got going here? He's underpaid. I could go down a rabbit hole of just talking about, what this guy means to the game. What he brings to the game as far as interest. I mean, you don't even have to be a fan and you're going to watch it.
Edman to first. Arise will beat him to the bag. 2 out. And now we get to watch him hit again. A gift every time he walks up there. You talk about the contract. Yeah, when you first saw the numbers, it was like, oh my goodness.
I thought you were going to do Iglesias.
OMG, yeah. But you know what? It's invested in nightly joy for Dodger fans and for baseball. They say it's easy to spend somebody else's money. Mr. Walter, I know 700 was very well thought out, but what it's brought is so much more than just what he does between the lines in terms of numbers and wins and losses. There's something spectacular about wondering what he's going to do next. And that's one of the beauties of watching baseball, is having a game every day, whether you have Ohtani on your team or not. What's going to happen today? The possibilities are endless when this guy's on your team.
I know for me, I'll go back even to spring training. I want to go back and watch him hit off a tee. I want to just go watch what his program is to get ready to go play a game. Like, that's crazy. I've never done that with anybody. Hey, what time is Shohei going to hit? I want to make sure I'm in the cage to go watch this routine.
You're not wowed easily.
No, like, I mean, I'm throwing around compliments like manhole covers. That's me. But this is ridiculous.
He's on for the third time today. No, it's ball 3. Oh, yeah, he's on for the third time today. And for the 11th time in his last 14 times up there.
Shortstop, number 50, Betts.
Betts is 1 for 4, knocked in a run, stole a base. Lifts this ball to center field for Tyler Wade. He settles under it. On to the 9th inning we go. Kirby Yates coming on. Cronenworth, Iglesias, and Wade coming on.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
A 5-run 4th inning, the difference in this game. 6-3 Dodgers on to the 9th. Dodgers trying to beat the Padres for the 3rd time in 4 games over the last week plus. Giants are idle today, so they'd grow the lead over the Giants to 2.5, over Mike Schilt's Padres to 4 if they could hang on. Well, it was Scott for the 8th. It's Yates for the 9th. Jake Cronenworth the lead off for San Diego. Yates has given up 1 run over his first 4 games off of the injured list. Missed about 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. And goes to work against his old club here. Cronenworth, perhaps his last chance to extend his on-base streak. Strike 1 from Yates. It's ball 1. Kirby's still trying to find his best splitter. That's the pitch that he's made a career out of. A year ago, Leak hit 114 against it. That's it right there. That's the good one. 275 average against the splitter this year.
When you see the location on this, it just dives down and Cronenworth beats it into the ground. And you know why he's got hit this year? He's left it up. I mean, that just it sounds simple. It sounds kind of well, come on, that's the. But when it hangs up there, it goes a long way.
Jose Iglesias struck out coming off of the bench. Back in the 6th inning, fouls off the first pitch from Yates.
That was that fastball, which is so deceptive. Not very hard, 93, 94, but wind up in the way he hides the ball and the tunneling makes it so effective.
No 2. Randy Vasquez going for the Padres tomorrow. Stephen Kolek on Wednesday. Ryan Bergert on Thursday. Dodgers have not officially said Tuesday and Wednesday, but on Thursday it'll be Yamamoto to wrap up the series. All the games at 7:10.
Yates living at the top of the zone with that fastball. He's offered 3 of them so far to Iglesias. Kind of have to figure that splitter's coming, huh?
Another 0-2. Another splitter and another out. Mookie Betts stabs it. Padres down to their last out.
Center fielder number 14, Tyler Wade.
And so it's up to Tyler Wade, the 8-hitter. Padres would love to get Tatis up there as the tying run. They take Wade and Diaz reaching. Wade in this game 0 for 2, 4 out of 26 this month. Nobody hotter though than Tatis. It's going to do everything in his power to keep him from coming up in this game. Wait until tomorrow's game begins. Got the call. Boy, oh boy. Pop fly, shadow left. Muncy's out, Hernandez on. Muncy's got it, and the Dodgers have taken 3 of the first 4 from San Diego.
That 5-run fourth was big for the Dodgers. Ben Caspary is throwing 3 2/3. Bullpen Bessia, Kopech, Tanner Scott all coming in, and then Yates shutting the door. And that man right there, we got to see him. Welcome back, and welcome to the Dodger Stadium mound.
Big old box checked for number 17 tonight. His first game on the mound as a Dodger, his first one since August of 2023. And then he turns around, hits leadoff, gets 2 hits, drives in 2, and keeps doing his one-of-a-kind thing. For Eric Karros, David Vassay, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. For now, stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
To Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia Parr. We had a sellout crowd here for Monday Night Baseball at the Ravine. Dodgers, great start to this 4-game series against the Padres. They get a 5-run 4th inning, took the lead for good. Of course, the story of the night was Shohei Ohtani at the plate. He goes 2 for 4 with a double, couple of RBIs, but he pitches for the first time in 663 days, goes 1 inning, did allow 1 run.
Tell you what, good to have Shohei Ohtani back on the bump. Listen, the rush was there, but more importantly, the velocity was there. It's going to take some time to really build up. Good to see him back on the mound, but more importantly, he looked great at the plate. The offense came alive. Cease was in control early. Offense turned it on.
Yeah, listen, we know the story, Shohei on the mound, right? And we're also going, there's no rehab whatsoever. This is his rehab going out there. You don't know what to expect out there. Listen, they didn't really hit the ball hard off him, that's for sure. Yeah, they scored a run off him, but he jammed a couple of people. There was some weak contact. So, listen, not a bad first time out there on the hill, but nonetheless came up offensively. That was huge. And I'll tell you, the bullpen, whoever came in afterwards, they did an excellent job. And that one big inning by the offense, finally figured it out, passing it around, sending 10 batters that batted around over there in that one inning, which is good to see.
It felt similar to a playoff game in the sense that everybody was in their seat for the top of the first inning. They did not want to miss Shohei Ohtani's first inning in 663 days. Right now, let's send inside the stadium because Shohei is standing by with David Vassay.
Shohei, I know you're a team guy and you guys won the ball game tonight, but the fans are curious to know, how did it feel to be back on the mound tonight?
戻っての感触どうでしたか？
本当に嬉しい気持ちと戻ってこれていろんな方の支えがあってここまで今日復帰できたのでまずその方々に感謝したいなと思ってます。
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful for all the, staff members, people who supported me throughout this whole progress. I'm very grateful that I'm back here healthy and pitching again.
Shohei, did you feel whole again as a baseball player tonight?
なんかもう二刀流に戻れていい感覚、いい感触でしたか？
そうですね。結果的にはいまいちでしたけど、自分の中でいいイメージを持って前進できる材料はいっぱいあったと思うので、いい一日だったなと思います。
I'm not quite happy with the results, but there were a lot that I was able to take away from today's outing and today's game.
On a night like tonight where you got so many contributions from so many of your teammates, how much more special is a win and a night like tonight?
みんなが貢献して勝ったっていうのは大谷さんの中では特別な気持ちですか？
本当にいいオフェンス、特にオフェンス面、ブルペンもそうでしたけど、素晴らしい野球だったなと思うので、1回から9回まで本当に全員で勝ち取ったいい勝ちだったなと思います。
It's a really great team win offensively, and also the bullpen did an amazing job holding on to the win, and it was a really, really nice win.
Congratulations on a great night, Shohei. Great to have you back on the mound, and great to see the Dodgers win again tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
There he goes, the man, Shohei Ohtani, back to a two-way player, and the Dodgers get the win.
Yes, they did, DV. 28 pitches thrown tonight by Shohei Ohtani. The most by the sweeper with 10 of those, and then two different kinds of fastballs. He threw the four-seamer 9 times. He was throwing the sinker 8 times. He did mix in one split finger as well. And Nomar, we just heard Shohei say not really happy with the results, but he's got the highest of expectations for himself. Yeah. And this is a guy who hadn't pitched in any game in 663 days, had no rehab starts, and I think all things considered, it was a good start to his return.
Yes, it was a good start. Jerry touched on it at the beginning here, just saying, listen, the velocity was there. That is true. And they were talking about also the type of contact that was ending him. That ball just kind of blooped in there and just kind of wasn't hit really hard. There was other balls that weren't hit real hard. That was probably the hardest hit one, and that was around 95 miles an hour off the bat. So everything else really wasn't. Well, that's a good sign there. But the real key thing is, how's he going to feel tomorrow? Hopefully he's feeling okay and says, listen, I recovered from that just fine. But he contributed on the bat with the bat as well, which was a good night. So yeah, all around, this was great to see him back out there on the hill.
It was great to see. And listen, first of all, he struck out Manny Machado.
Yep.
It wasn't even close. He got in the chase. I don't know how they didn't ring up Machado on that one, because he clearly went. But the most important thing is he's back on the mound. Now he has something to kind of look at video, allow him to make adjustments. When Clayton Kershaw first came back, the start really wasn't there, but what he did was he went back, looked at the video, said, you know what, I can make this type of adjustment. He made those adjustments. Now, Shohei Ohtani, for his next outing, he can make those adjustments. So the velocity there, he's healthy. Now we're going to start to build him up. going to be fun to see. And, oh, by the way, he'll be back tomorrow leading off.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show. We wanted to see how he was going to react to doing both for the first time, Jerry. He kind of labored through the first inning, threw a lot of pitches, 28. Then he leads off the bottom of the first. He did strike out, but after that, he looked great at the plate, reached base 3 times, couple hits, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, he did labor a little bit in that first inning. Once again, it's been a long time since he's pitched in a big league game. That Padre team, excellent lineup. But after that first at-bat, really tip your hat to Dylan Cease. He made some pitches. Here he gets a breaking ball out of third, rocket the other way to tie the ball game up in the time, 1-1. Shohei Ohtani, he's done it in the past, able to separate him being on the hill and then him as a hitter. Huge clutch RBI knocks tonight to really help lead the offense.
You know, his first hit, when he hit that double the other way, I really like that, because when you look at the way that pitch was moving away from him, a lot of time what gets him in trouble is both his hips and his front shoulder all go together, and that's when he finds, where he's like, okay, not swinging in his A swing or crushing the ball. That staying on it is a good sign, and then how he got to that pitch up in the zone against it was impressive as well in his next at-bat. So obviously from an offensive side, really good to see from Shohei, and listen, can't complain what he did on the hill.
And one more thing on the pitching side. Now he has more information. It's different facing guys at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, facing retired players who haven't played in 12, 13 years, then facing Tatis. Obviously, Arise and obviously Machado. So when you have guys that have done it for a long time, great players, great hitters, it's good information so he can learn from it and be ready to go his next start.
All right, just the starting point for Shohei Ohtani's return as a pitcher right now. Let's head upstairs. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Eric Karros.
Dodgers behind a 5-run 4th inning win Shohei Ohtani's pitching debut. Shohei goes just 1 inning, but it's a fun night, and it ends in a Dodger win.
Really exciting to see Shohei back on the mound, and the telltale sign will be, how does he come out of it tomorrow morning? How does he feel? As far as the Dodgers, that 5-run 4th, outstanding, right? Batted around, and it looked like the way things started that Dylan Cease was going to be unhittable tonight. 5 of the first 6 striking out swinging, but Dodgers had none of that come the 4th inning.
This stretch here where, they waited for 2 months to face the Padres or the Giants. It's been a successful run here, 5-2 over these first 7 games against them.
Yeah, headline news. Dodgers are good, right? and look, and they're not even, Dodgers aren't even at full strength, going to get better. But I think what this shows is they are a complete team, even without their stars, and things are only going to get better.
All right, game 2 of this 4-game series comes tomorrow night.
And here's what's ahead on the calendar. Still 3 more games with the Padres. Tomorrow night is Replica World Series Trophy Giveaway Night. Wednesday, Gold Player Jersey Night. Thursday is Black Heritage Night. And then on Friday, the Washington Nationals will be in town to wrap up the homestand. By the way, Saturday, Ice Cube Bobblehead Night. All of these games right here on Sportsnet LA. Baseball's one-of-a-kind unicorn is back. 1 inning on the mound for Shohei Ohtani. He also drove in 2 at the plate. Plenty more reaction coming up after the Dodgers and Shohei beat the Showpods 6-3. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by Mercury Insurance.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone! He did it! He did it!
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets. It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
We want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over. Put it in the book.
It's going to take everything from everybody. We got to stay together and we got to post up.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
It's a night Los Angeles and the whole baseball world has waited for. For the first time in Dodger blue, it's time for the full-form powers of Shohei Ohtani. Got a chase, 99 that time. Crowd getting behind Ohtani, urging him on. Just trying to break through now. Is bounced gently left side. Tough play. Muncy hurries the throw over there in time. Ohtani's back, full form.
Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Jerry. It is Shohei Ohtani returning to the big league mound for the first time in 663 days. First time in a Dodger uniform.
Great to see the big show back. The velocity was there. I know it's going to take him some time to find his rhythm on the mound, but able to get out of the first inning with just one run. Great to have him back on the bump.
Certainly was. What a great night here at the stadium. Great night for Shohei Ohtani as well as the Dodgers. Right now, let's head inside the clubhouse because Shohei Ohtani is now talking with the media.
Can you ask him how he feels about his performance this evening?
今日のパフォーマンス振り返ってみて、結果的にはそこまでいい結果だったとは言えないですけど、まず今日投げ終えてまた次も投げれそうな雰囲気があることがまず一歩前進かなとは思います。
Not quite happy with the results overall, but I think the biggest takeaway for me is that I feel, good enough to be able to make the next outing.
Was he a little nervous going out tonight?
緊張はしましたか？
そうですね。野手よりは緊張しましたね。
Yeah, definitely a little bit more than when I was solely a position player.
Jerry, were you surprised the velocity was as high as it was? And just how did you feel about how this stuff played tonight?
球速上がったのびっくりしましたか？
そうですね。なるべく95、6ぐらいで投げたいなとは思ってたんですけど、やっぱりその試合のレベルでマウンドに行くと上がってしまうのかなっていうのはあったので、最後のボガーツ選手の打席に関してはリラックスして最後投げれたので、そこも一つ良かったかなと思います。
I was aiming to sit 95, 96, but the game intensity really just allowed me to throw a little harder, and I was able to adjust back to be able to throw 95, 96 against Bogarts in the last at bat.
Do you expect to do this kind of once a week moving forward and building up kind of the 2 innings, 3 innings in game action like this?
週1投げて、2イニング目、3イニングっていうなんかそういう過程になるんですかね。
そうですね。100マイル近くまず術後投げたのは初めてなので、明日以降の反応を見たいなと思いますし、1週間に1回投げつつ、またイニングも少しずつ伸ばしていけたら、ブルペンにとっても少しでも負担が減るのかなと思います。
That's my expectation, but I did hit 100 today, so I want to see first where my body feels and how it reacts. And yes, but the expectation is for me to go once a week, hopefully to be able to go a little longer every time I'm out there so that, the bullpen won't be so taxed.
Is playing in a game where you're doing both at the same time, is that more fun? Is that so? Do you get something more emotionally out of those types of games than maybe your standard game where you're just hitting?
二刀流でプレーしているとき、気持ちが高ぶるっていうか楽しいですか？
そうですね。比較的体がずっと温まってゲームに入っている状態で今日は打席には行けてたので、感覚的にはやっぱり DH よりスムーズに打席が過ごせる感じはしますかね。
What I noticed is that when I, warm up to pitch in a game, I'm already really warmed up, going into the game. So I did feel a lot better today overall than when I'm just DHing.
Shohei, you haven't pitched in almost 2 years. So what was it like just to be on the big league mound again in a game with a sold-out crowd and everything?
2年ぶりのマウンドで、もういろんな観客の前でどうでしたかと。
そうですね。本当に感謝しかないというか、ここまで2回目の手術で、シットの方もそうですし、トレーナーの方もそうですし、ずっとサポートしてもらってここまで来れたので、今日は結果云々関係なく、本当にそういう人たちに対して、すごく感謝の気持ちというか、それをマウンドで出せたのが良かったかなと思います。
I'm just really grateful, reflecting back on all of the support that I received from the doctor who operated on me, the support staff on the team, and everybody who's supported me along the way. So I'm just grateful that aside from the results, to be able to show and be grateful for the moment that I had today.
All right, first pitching outing as a Dodger, Nomar. Let's go to the K-Zone.
Oh, yeah, well, we have to break down Shohei Ohtani. You know, here he is in his first at-bat, you know, facing Tatis, gets a 3-2 count, gets him with a fastball. And listen, you're looking kind of fastball there, right, for Tatis, and yet he still gets in on him, doesn't hit really hard, but obviously finds a hole and, you know, gets a base hit. Here, this one he kind of pulls right there, yanks it. Yeah, he throws it hard, got the velocity right here. We got another one that he kind of pulls. He throws it 100. He talked about touching 100, adrenaline kind of kicking in, wanted to stay. I love that he said, I wanted to be around 95, 96. That's where I'm thinking about. Well, really, you rather have the movement there. There's a sinker. Okay, gets knocked the other way. He had already got a check swing that wasn't called his way against Machado. That should have been a strikeout. But nonetheless, this was a good slider way to get gets a sac fly, but then he comes back in with that fastball and a 3-2 count. This was an unbelievable play, by the way, by Tommy Edman and also Freddie Freeman. But this pitch right here, this one I really like. This is one of my favorite pitches so far he had of this game, because this was around that 95, that 96 mile an hour, because he's worried about more having command and also that movement right there. All the way that ball went. He missed the barrel. You do that more often than not. These guys may be able to put it in play, but they're not going to put it. They're going to put it in play weekly. And if he continues to do that, worry about that more and going 100, which he talks about, which is great. It's going to allow him to go deeper in the games because you're going to have quicker outs, not trying to get into those deeper counts all the time.
That's a great point. Listen, the 100 mile an hour is there. You don't have to throw that pitch all the time. You can have that in your back pocket. Throw that sinker with some run and sink. Get weak contact. The one thing I know once he looks at the video, he's going to see the glove side fastball. He's going to make that adjustment. I think that was a little more adrenaline than anything. He'll make his adjustments and be ready to go for his next outing.
And he also admitted he's human. He was feeling some butterflies, some nerves out there that first time on a mound in 663 days. We know Shohei Ohtani is going to be heading to Atlanta for the All-Star game. Let's make sure Andy Pages is on that team as well. We've got more reaction from a Dodgers 6-3 win over the Padres coming up. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you in part by Lexus. Experience amazing.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent. Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I mean, I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
Even more good news. Dodgers had 7 strikeouts. Go to jail up a free jumbo jack with a at LA area restaurants. Tonight, Dodgers use 7 different pitchers to get to those 7 strikeouts, get everybody some free food. Right now, let's head back inside the clubhouse. Will Smith, who caught Shohei Ohtani's first game pitching with the Dodgers, is standing by with the media.
Well, obviously a big win for you guys, but there was a lot of buzz about Shohei pitching. What was it like catching him in that first inning?
Yeah, it was fun. Fun to see him out there, Dodger Stadium for the first time pitching. Hopefully a lot more innings to come.
Did you feed off the adrenaline of the stadium and just, being there behind the plate for him?
Yeah, it was definitely cool. You could feel the excitement. You could see, all the fans that flocked to the bullpen to see him warm up. So everyone was excited. We were excited. So good to see him out there.
What do you think about the pitches themselves, like his execution, just not having pitched in 663 days and being out there?
Yeah, I was so impressed, It's tough getting out there for the first time, big game, starting different team that he's been before, so just try to get him settled in. So it's hard to settle in after 1 inning. I thought he did a great job. I'm sure, next time, whenever that is, will be, maybe a little better. So that's Shohei, so we expect a whole lot from him.
What changed against Cease in that 4th inning?
We just started collecting hits. We got on base, some soft contact, some balls fell in the outfield. Took good at bats and a couple of big hits.
With all the things that Shohei has gone through, it's almost like he's a medical marvel.
Yeah, that's pretty normal TJ timeline, I feel like, for him. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time in 663 days, Shohei was more than just a DH. More reaction coming up. We're going to hear from Dave Roberts coming up.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Kelly.
And we built our TimberTech deck.
There's a question if we were able to do this ourselves. We just decided to go for it.
Yeah, I'd say the hardest part of the whole project was just getting the materials out of the truck.
We wanted a product that looked like real wood, but maybe didn't have the same wear and tear as real wood. This is our forever home, so it's great to have TimberTech and have the longevity of the product.
It looks amazing, and now the family can enjoy it for years to come. That's one of the things that we're so excited about.
MLB The Show 25, take 3.
What's up, guys? I'm Eli De La Cruz.
This is Paul Skeens.
Gunnar Henderson here. I am super excited to be sharing the cover of MLB The Show 25.
But we're gonna play for real?
This is the fun part right here. It's a huge honor to be on the cover with 2 great athletes.
Welcome to the show.
That's a wrap.
Marco, top-tier stat line, Jerry. It's Shohei Ohtani leading all National League players in All-Star voting. 1.39 million votes so far.
Come on, let's have him catch Aaron Judge. I know he's having a historic season, but need to have the big show #1. Dodger fans, do your thing.
And vote for everybody else as well. Freddie Freeman's in there. Will Smith in there right now. Teoscar Hernandez all would be starting, but you got to continue to vote. Dodgers.com/votes. Get it done.
Vote for Andy Pages.
Andy Pages as well. Tomorrow, the Dodgers play the second of this 4-game series with the Padres here at the Ravine. We'll look ahead to that matchup and have some final thoughts and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotations.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Dodgers beat the Padres 6-3, and Shohei's returned to the pitching mound. Let's go inside and hear from Dave Roberts.
Dave, obviously you guys got the win, but the buzz was about Shohei pitching again. How did that first inning look for you?
I thought it was great. Obviously, we gave up a run, but I thought the stuff was really good. Much better as far as the fastball velocity than I think anyone anticipated. Hit 100. I was thinking 95 to 97, but I think that just a competitor adrenaline came out in him. And, they built an inning. I thought he made some really competitive pitches, but overall, just really positive day for us. And, today, I don't think it affected his offense. And like I said before the game, tomorrow we'll be telling to see how he feels as far as fatigue. But I thought overall pretty exciting.
What was he as far as his limit? Was he getting close to his pitch limit?
I wasn't going to push him past 30. So Bogarts was going to be his last hitter.
Has that been your biggest takeaway just watching him these last couple months, just how well this stuff is, or just how kind of electric it is as we come
You know, yeah, I think that's part of it. Seeing how he's just managed the emotions of it all. You got to be extremely disciplined to be able to kind of put your mind and body in the position to do that. But the stuff, like I said, I didn't expect to see 100 tonight. I didn't expect to see the command that he had tonight. And the stuff was really good.
He said he expects to pitch once a week. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. So, you know, you're talking 6 or 7, 8 days, something like that. And, you know, we'll see how he is and whether it's another 1 inning the next time or, you know, 2 innings. I don't know that yet, but, you know, it's kind of a read and react situation.
Hey, you were standing, I think, right next to him when he was like leaning up against the railing and like putting on his batting gloves and his elbow guard, like right after pitching. Like seeing that take place, like that transition, like
it was really surreal. It was, I don't know if surreal is a word, but it was just really interesting to see him just come straight from the mound to the on-deck circle to get his stuff on and declined a thing of water from Yosh, and Bob Guerin got him a towel to wipe some sweat off his forehead, but then to go up and taking it back, it's just, and to see him come into the dugout from the pen, all that stuff, I was kind of fanboying for like a half an inning.
All right, tomorrow, Dodgers and Padres, game 2 of this 4-game series. Shohei Ohtani will go back to being just a DH tomorrow night, Jerry.
Yeah, just a DH. That's pretty good, though. Listen, we know he is incredible with the bat. It was on display once again tonight. But, hey, continue having great at-bats. I love the at-bats the Dodgers had after that second, third inning.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. I like the adjustment. It's like, listen, Dylan Cease looked like he was on, but they figured it out.
What a fun night. Dodgers get the win 6-3 over the Padres, and Shohei's return to the mound. We'll see you tomorrow. Pregame at 6 o'clock.